As you may or may not know, I've already done my top 5 uses of classical music in movies, concluding that video with a huge rug pull that my top spot could be taken by 5 entire Kubrick choices. So good is Stanley Kubrick at melding classical music with cinema that he makes a top 5 entirely on his own. And not only that, there's even room for honorary omissions, and I mean honorary. There's no Ligeti from 2001. No Rossini from Clockwork Orange. Not even Beethoven's Ninth from the same film. Instead, we're starting at number 5 with... It's not Kubrick's best film, but I think you have to credit him for popularising this Shostakovich, which shows that unnerving gift Kubrick had for unearthing gems from the classical repertoire rather than just repeating the obvious classical hits. That's a sure way to make my 5 worst uses of classical music in a film. See you next week for that displeasure. But back to the big K at number 4. Again, not my favourite Kubrick film, but its use of classical music is undeniably brilliant. Classical music is embedded in this film, even in its look. The main characters even play it. But Kubrick's directorial choice of music scoring is particularly brilliant. Of course, there's Handel's Saraband. I am the resurrection. But even better, the slow movement of Schubert's trio. It keeps coming back with its slow, inevitable march, almost as a reminder of the ill fate awaiting our title character. The music has its tender side, it's changed from minor to major key, and Kubrick takes advantage of that. Look at its use in one of the final scenes of the film. You feel, as you often do with Kubrick, that he's directed the scene with the music in mind. The motion of the actors, the blocking as it's called, seems to follow the music. You have the sense that the music's come first and the action's grown out of it, and that's so like Kubrick. Talking of which, at number 3... Again, music and film work so perfectly together that you have the clear sense Kubrick has conceived the shots out of the music. The music is providing the images, not just accentuating them. And it's not just the images themselves, it's the movement within the frame, it's the editing, that end with the paper tear on the keyboard. Brilliant. The film's soundtrack is actually a complex melange of tracks by Penderecki, Ligeti, as well as Bartók, and a couple of actual film composers. It's brilliant, painstaking work by Gordon Stainforth, Kubrick's music editor. Although, I have to say, if you watch a modern horror film, like any of the Saw franchise, this kind of soundscape has now become bread and butter for the modern film composer. It's almost a shame. I think most audiences will miss the detail that has gone into creating a soundscape like this. So, how do you top that? By doing something even better. At number 2... Here's Johnny! That's Johnny Strauss, not Johnny Psycho. Some people complain about these scenes and the music. Bah! Humbug! For me, they just go together perfectly. Strauss's majestic crowd pleasers give these slow space vistas a sense of magnificent and, most importantly, joy. That's actually the real genius of the moment, taking 2 potentially boring things, spaceflight and a full Strauss waltz, and producing something together with them that's different. Alchemy. I'm gonna go all schmaltzy and call it title cinema. But I have to top this. In fact, Kubrick has to top this, so lucky he's a genius and he does. In the same film. You know this is a goodie, because Kubrick uses it twice in the same film. Almost like a bookend. Kubrick had in fact commissioned and received an entire score from the composer Alex North, but changed his mind and decided to go with the original music temp tracks they'd used in the edit suite, which was a good decision. I mean, if we'd gone with the Alex North score, we'd have had space docking like this, and bone crushing like this. So, good news for the film, although not so good news for Alex North, who apparently only found out about the decision not to use his music at the premiere of the film, which seems a little harsh. But anyway, 2001, thus spoke Zarathustra, Nietzsche, life, universe, the everything. What can I say? I will say one thing, it's actually not that hard for a piece of classical music to elevate a film, but it's rare indeed for a film to elevate a piece of classical music. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.